Hello guys, it's Jolanta from Soullight Space. I'm astrologer and tarot reader, and in this video I would like to talk about the new moon in Aquarius that happens on January 1st. This is the real start of this new year 2024. The January 1st, that was not really the best date to choose to celebrate New Year. We had two retrogrades. Mars, the planet of action, of going to get what we want, was retrograded. That means the energy was focused on the past, backwards. We were working on old projects, and we also went through a lot of stagnation, procrastination, not knowing what to do, how to do it. And this energy was with us since the end of October. So a very long transit of feeling low motivation and lack of clarity in terms of how we can get what we actually want and what is what we actually want. Second retrograde, Mercury, also on January 1st. Mercury is the planet of communication, of mental energy, our thoughts, our words, travel. So all those things also were way much more in the past rather than in the future. We were dealing with old things, reviewing, rethinking things that we did in the past, maybe getting in touch with people from the past as well to find some sort of closure, maybe reviewing our approach to money, to work, because it's in Capricorn, Mercury. So all those things connect to Capricorn, creating new sort of plan, creating new sort of structure for our life, all those things. So two retrogrades on a new year, and also Pluto conjunct Venus on the 1st of January. Very deep, dark, intense energy. This is definitely not this bright, light, fresh energy of starting new chapter, of being excited, of being, ready for the future. It was all very heavy, and, energy was rather stopping us, taking us back to the past rather than opening up some sort of new path. But this is changing with this new moon. Also, I would like to mention the full moon in Cancer on January 6th. That was also the day when we were asked to make some sort of peace with the past. Cancer is very much connected to roots, to where we are coming from, to our parents, to mother, father, to all situations from the past that were maybe, in certain point hurting us, and we still didn't find some sort of healing and closure. So you see, everything is pretty much in the beginning of this year guiding us to go back, rethink some things, reflect. It was a lot of nostalgia and some sort of energy that would rather say stop, slow down, rethink everything, re-evaluate your plan, the way how you take action, the way how you use your words in your plans, in reaching your goals, and how you communicate with other people, how you learn new things. And also Gemini, your approach to finding new information, your approach to media, that was also this sort of energy. So we were asked to change as much as we can all those things that were not working in the past, and also find some sort of strength to say the final goodbye to certain people, to certain emotions that we still carry, to certain situations, even job, or how we treat money, our saving situation, investment, a lot of things connected to money as well. Venus and Capricorn talks about that too. And so as you see, we started the year still being in this energy of finding closure, ending. That was not the energy of new beginning. And in general, you know, if I could decide about that, I would change this calendar at once, and I would never choose Capricorn season to be this time of the year when we celebrate new beginning. That's a good energy indeed to make a plan and to, you know, be disciplined about New Year's resolutions. Capricorn is very disciplined, structured, organized. That's a good energy to create this plan. But on the other hand, you know, for a really brand new fresh start, we need excitement, we need fire, we need the passion. And as you know, in astrology, the first sign of the zodiac, the baby of the zodiac, is Aries. And Aries season starts 21st of March. And that would be the best time to celebrate New Year, in my opinion. Also on the northern hemisphere, we have spring during this time. So the world, after a long winter, starts to bloom again. That would be actually a very good time to also, you know, adjust also our calendar and choose March to be this month when we can celebrate new life, new beginning, just, you know, new chapter, refreshment of our lives. But, you know, for now I don't have such a power to change the calendar, so we need to stick with what we have, with January 1st to be our New Year's celebration. But just to mention for you guys that energetically speaking, there was almost no energy of brand new start. The only thing giving the spark of freshness and excitement is Jupiter in Aries. This is definitely an energy, you know, Jupiter expands, makes everything bigger. So we have expansion of Aries energy going on. And this energy stays with us till mid-May. Very nice transit, because we feel more open to risk, to start new things, to try new things that we never tried before. We feel more bold, we have more courage, we are more brave. And we are also more independent, and we are open to do things by ourselves. We don't need to wait anymore till somebody will, you know, be our companion, you know, friends, group dynamic, that it's more related to Libra, relationship dynamic. Aries is the leader. This is a very pioneering energy, and Aries just, you know, has this attitude of let's go and do it, let's try, let's see how it is, let's see how it goes. Let's not think too much, we just go and take action, right? So this was the first little spark of action and freshness in the final stage of previous year. And then January 12th, end of Mars retrograde, January 18th, end of Mercury retrograde, and then Sun goes, change the sign from Capricorn to Aquarius, and then one day later we have the new moon in Aquarius on the first degree. And first degree in astrology is also new beginning. New moon is new beginning, first degree is new beginning, and Aquarius is the energy of future, finally. Why I mentioned that I wouldn't choose Capricorn season to start the year is also because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn represents old structure, traditions, something from the past. It's very, you know, if you think about Saturn, you can think about rock. It's like very dense, very heavy, very strong. It's not flexible. It's not easy to reshape and change. And Aquarius is ruled, yeah, I know it's like in astrology, it's ruled by two planets, Saturn and Uranus. But to me, personally speaking, I consider Uranus to be the real ruler of Aquarius, because Aquarius talks about freedom, revolution, something new, something fresh, futuristic, modern, something that we have never seen before, something surprising. And that's exactly what Uranus talks about Uranus as this sort of revolution, shock, this, you know, this enlightenment. Also in terms of like mentally speaking, Uranus is the higher level of Mercury energy. So this is like a genius kind of energy. I think about Einstein always when I think about Uranus. So that sort of mind that sees something further. To, you know, we people, let's say the mass society, we cannot even imagine what Uranus and Aquarius is thinking about. You know, those people are so much further thinking about what's next. And Capricorn, Saturn, this energy likes to stay in this organized, already established sort of structure. So I don't see much much energy of brand new beginning here in Capricorn. That's why to me this new moon will feel like a real New Year celebration. Also the next day after this new moon, the last retrograded planet Uranus, which is the ruler of Aquarius, also starts to go direct, ends the retrograde. So in January we have 3 retrogrades that end. The last one ends right after the new moon, and then new moon happens in, you know, this sign that it's really all about what's next. New project, something new, something that we have never seen previously. So for me, perfect timing to set your resolutions if you do such a thing. If not, you can just really reflect about this next year, this one. What you would like to achieve this year, how do you see yourself in the upcoming months. And remember, Aquarius at first degree, this is the place where new moon will happen in your chart. So you can have a look at your chart generated, find the sign of Aquarius, the symbol of Aquarius in your circle. Everybody has Aquarius in their chart. Even if you don't have planets in Aquarius, still this energy lands somewhere in one of your 12 houses. And then you can think about what this house represents in astrology. You can find it very easily in Google. You don't need to be an astrologer. You don't need to have, you know, high knowledge of astrology. You can just use Google and, you know, search for the meaning of 4th house, 5th house, 8th house, and then think about your life situation, what themes of this house are now actual in your life, because of course like 5th house rules children, for example, but not everybody has children. But 5th house rules also creativity, freelancing, passion, love, dating, sex, a lot of things. So you need to find your own themes, and then you know in which area of your life this new moon is activating for you the energy of starting something new and fresh. And then what Aquarius is all about is, first of all, freedom. So if we think about the fact that also Pluto will touch exactly the same part of your chart from March, because that will be the first time when Pluto will enter Aquarius this year, then you can really think seriously about this new moon, because what this new moon will bring to you, what kind of thoughts, you know, what kind of ideas, vision, dreams, wishes for this year, whatever will be planted during this time in your mind or in the physical already, where you want to do some sort of revolution in your life, how, you know, in what way you want to start something differently in a very authentic way as well. You know, whatever you decide around this new moon, later Pluto coming into Aquarius will also bring even more intensity, even this part of your life. Transformation, also facing some sort of maybe shadow, some sort of unsupportive, unhealthy, destructive patterns in your life connect to this area of your horoscope. Because remember, Pluto destroys things that are not serving us. So sometimes, you know, with Pluto we lose some people, I mean, they are removed from our lives. Even if it feels like the end of the world in the beginning, very often that means later in the future that was needed for you to achieve something, to remove some toxin from your life. Same with jobs, with patterns, with belief system, with addictions. Anything that doesn't make you feel free, because Aquarius is freedom. Aquarius is being autonomous, being individualistic, being original, being exactly how you are, in your pure essence, not watching others, not following other people, not following the crowd. Aquarius knows his own energy. Aquarius wants to be free in his own kind of original, unique nature. And Pluto in March can touch this part of your chart to also help you become more free and experience more freedom, especially after this Saturn in Aquarius long transit we had since 2020, March 2020, right? Lockdowns, restrictions, regulations, law, everything was kind of like limiting our freedom, right? Till now. And now Pluto will transform the same part of chart where Saturn was in those last 2.5 years, almost 3 actually. And also this new moon is showing us the energy of, okay, now is really time for revolution. After all those years of being restricted, limited, maybe depressive, because Saturn also makes us feel low in mood, you know, because we feel like we don't have enough power to change something. The Saturn feels very heavy, you know, like putting us down, and also making us realize that there's like so much to do to change this energy. A lot of obligations, a lot of responsibilities, mature decisions that we need to take. So definitely your Uranus house went through a deep, strong, and pretty long process of karmic lessons with Saturn. Those of you who were responsible and who were following karma and Saturn energy, you guys actually could be rewarded during those years from 2020. But those of you who had another approach to Saturn, you could receive some sort of tests, some sort of, you know, check-in where you are at in your level of maturity. You know, maybe you needed to overcome some obstacles. But definitely after the Saturn transit, starting this Pluto transit in the same part of your chart, to a certain point can be easier, because we are already to a certain point polished by Saturn, tested by Saturn. This energy, this house of our horoscope is active for a while now, so it will not be something new. We know where's the ground, where's the area of our life where things are happening for us already. So it should be a little bit easier. At least we know a little bit better this path after Saturn transit in Aquarius. And that's why this new moon is so important, because Pluto in Aquarius will be there in like for about 20 years. So a long, slow-moving transit, a big part of our lives will be under this energy. So this new moon for you, you can treat it as a first glimpse of what is coming. The new age of Aquarius. We are already in the age of Aquarius, but I feel like this year is really when we are starting to feel this energy, what this energy is all about. That's because Saturn was restricting Aquarius energy for the past 3 years. So this energy was not under expansion, it was under, you know, some sort of blockage, some sort of, you know, heavy, responsible energy. You know, Saturn shrinks things. And now with Pluto, we can have a different sort of energy, very deep and intense, especially in the beginning. Remember that Pluto will go in and out between Aquarius and Capricorn for a while. especially this year, we're gonna feel that. And always when Pluto is in the end of the sign or in the beginning of the sign, things get most intense. That's why I really would like you to connect to the Aquarius energy during this new moon. Think about what you can do in your life. Again, connect this to the meaning of your house of Aquarius. Think what you can do to feel more free, more authentic, how you can reach a higher level of freedom after all those 3 years of Saturn restricting your freedom, making you feel sometimes like a prisoner. We were like locked in our houses, for example, right? So that was a strong lesson from Saturn, and now maybe we know better, we feel better the value of freedom, and maybe that will give us some extra motivation to work with Pluto in Aquarius energy, which brings definitely some huge revolution, huge transformation of humanity, of society. The way how the world looks like today, this will end for sure in the next few years. I cannot even imagine the power of Pluto in Aquarius, what will gonna happen. But definitely it can be turbulence, not so stable in society and in terms of our freedom as well. So maybe we will be forced to fight for our freedom. Remember, Aquarius is rebellion and revolution and protests. So I expect also those things going on. And in terms of the new moon, I would like to actually show you the chart. Let me just generate it here. So we're gonna together. Here we go. I know this is not the most professional way, but I hope you're gonna see clear what is going on. So this is the chart of the new moon. What is new moon? New moon is when we have conjunction of sun and moon in the same sign. And here we have the sign of Aquarius. You see it's at first degree. So first degree, the energy of brand new fresh start. This is the beginning of the sign, right? This is the contrast to anaretic degree, 29th degree. We have Pluto almost at anaretic karmic degree 29th, coming soon in February, I guess it's gonna switch. So this will be also a powerful time for Pluto to be at anaretic degree, the final stage of this transit. That's because 29th is the end of the cycle, and it's very like those are the heaviest lessons, karmic endings. Something has to be closed here. And as you can see, new moon is in conjunction to Pluto. So even though this energy is in Aquarius, we are still very much connected to what this transit in Capricorn, Pluto in Capricorn, has shown us in the last years. Pluto is in Capricorn since 2008. So a long-term transit, and as I mentioned, Pluto will be like in and out for the next 2 years. In 2024, we're gonna have the final entry of Pluto into Aquarius, and that will start this 20-year-long transit in Aquarius. And as you can see, Saturn here is also slowly ending the transit in Aquarius. Saturn was here in the beginning of Aquarius in March 2020 when we start lockdowns, when the whole world was under this restrictive energy, people couldn't travel, and also we had to get way much more serious about how we use internet, Aquarius internet, in our lives, because almost all the structure, Uranus, Saturn structure, right? All those systems, educational system, bank system, everything went into internet, Aquarius, right? So we have also, you know, in a big picture of things, we need to use all the things that Pluto showed us about Capricorn to choose how we want to achieve our freedom better right now. Once Saturn will move in March into Pisces, Aquarius energy will be free of Saturnian karmic restrictions. and karmic lessons as well. So I hope you guys all learned a lot during this time, because this knowledge will be way much needed in Pluto in Aquarius cycle. And what Pluto in Capricorn showed us, what we can use here together with this new moon in Aquarius. So, you know, Pluto reveals the truth, dark side of things, all that we were not aware of, dark secrets. And Capricorn is government, politicians, bank, economical system, government, I mentioned, I believe, all sort of organizations, authority figures, people who have some sort of power over us, that are like higher in the hierarchy. So what Pluto showed us about those people, about how they use their power. You know, Pluto is also manipulation, using some psychological techniques to have control over people, because Pluto is control, Pluto is power. Pluto is also using some sort of rules, regulations in Capricorn to have more power over others. And, you know, I hope I don't need to say more. I hope you guys can have your own sort of reflection about what I'm talking about. Think about what was going on, especially from 2020, because 2020 started when Pluto and Saturn conjunct together. So that was the meeting of those two people, not people, planets, sorry. And after that, all this control system started. And now we are asked to find ways to get our freedom back. Also look at Venus. Venus will be also at this day in Aquarius, conjunct Saturn. So we are asked here again to connect to those karmic lessons that Saturn showed us. You know, who is our friend and who is not our friend? Where's the source of us losing our freedom, and what we can do to overcome that? Who we should follow and who we should forget about to listen to, you know, Capricorn, Saturn. Who is responsible to stealing our freedom away from us? And also we need to take responsibility for our action, like what sort of our action made this freedom be taken away from us. Because remember that we always have some sort of power. We always have the choice. We can make our decisions, what we follow, what kind of rules we follow, or who we listen to, right? So you can also reflect about that, about your behavior during this Saturn in Aquarius long transit from 2020. And if you were with your actions supporting freedom, equality, values of Aquarius, of individuality, of being outsider, of being, of having your own ideas, of not following the crowd, you can reflect where you are at in those themes. If your Aquarius energy speaks loudly, or if your Aquarius energy was tamed down by Saturn and you followed the control of Pluto in Capricorn, governments, authorities. So now with this new moon, whatever happened in the past, today we can start a brand new cycle of fighting for our freedom and of trying to take our power back into ourselves, into society, into people, equal people. Aquarius has nothing to do with Capricorn here. Capricorn is like, hierarchy, government rules the world, and you have to follow what they say. And in Aquarius, we people have the power to decide. Aquarius treats everybody equally, women, men, kids, no matter the age or race. Everybody on this planet has the right to be here, to be free, to love who they want to love. Also, Venus in Aquarius talks about free love, about being in any kind of relationship you want, no matter some sort of old traditions, right? So here we have also this type of theme. So this is a very powerful day for us all to reflect about how we can start this new year, what kind of decisions we can do from now on. No matter the past, don't feel guilty for what you have done in the past. Try to change what you can change now. Focus on now and on the future. Aquarius thinks about future. Past is here in Capricorn. We don't think about this anymore. We think about Aquarius. And also look at the chart. Here we have this red line. This is opposition, exact opposition to Lilith. New moon, first degree, Lilith, first degree in Leo. Very fiery energy. Lilith stands for herself. She speaks her truth. She doesn't care if you like it or not. She doesn't care if maybe you want to reject her from your cycle for what she says. Maybe you want to punish her. Maybe you will do something to her that might be even violent, but she's very, this is a fighter. This is a wild feminine energy. And she will say what she thinks. And in Leo, she will get a lot of attention. This energy of the king of the jungle, Leo is the celebrity kind of energy. So even maybe some celebrities around this date will also speak about some things connected to our freedom. And Lilith is rebellion. In Leo, she will be very loud. This voice of people being totally down, with being tamed down, with not being able to shine their truth, their light. Leo is the energy of sun. Sun doesn't ask anybody if I can shine on you or not. Sun is just shining. That's the job of the sun. And Leo is ruled by the sun. And this is our passionate energy when we do things because we love to do them. So Lilith will shine this light in a very rebellious, quite even like warrior kind of energy. Here we will have such a kind of tension, So I think that this can be a very powerful day, but when maybe in the world there will be some sort of talk about rights, about equality. Lilith also represents dark feminine energy, repression over women. So I think also about Iran, what this day can bring to those matters, so Afghanistan or any part of the world when women are not equal to men, which is basically whole planet, right? We still didn't reach this level of consciousness when we see that every single human being is equal, but Aquarius, Pluto and Aquarius will definitely help us to reach this level of consciousness and fight for rights of all the people, everybody, no matter how much money you have, no matter of the color of your skin, no matter if you are women or man. Everybody should be equal. And here's the voice of the feminine rebellion, and this energy is also included in the new moon. So there's a very powerful shift going on. And also, as you can see, this Jupiter in Aries, I talked about this exciting brand new beginning in the first sign of the zodiac, Aries, which talks about new fresh energy, is also here in harmony to new moon. This is a sextile, so almost, it's like 3 degrees apart, 4 and 1, so very close, so quite strong aspect. So we not only have the new moon, brand new beginning at the first degree, brand new beginning in Aquarius future, but also in harmony to Jupiter in the first sign of zodiac that represents also new cycle, new beginning. And this energy is very much like moving forward, high speed, fast, not thinking, just doing, being very excited and open for the new chapter. And this reminds me of the energy of the Fool in tarot. You you don't know if it's gonna work or not. Like the Fool is, the energy. This is not the high reflective kind of energy like Saturn, thinking 10 times before he will do something. Jupiter, expansion of the new in sextile to new moon. So definitely a very strong energy of new chapter opening up for us. And if we can see a little bit more this chart, also we have harmony of Mars in Gemini to the new moon, right? You can see that here Mars is not retrograded anymore. It was here retrograding from the end of October, and now it's moving forward. And Gemini is also very high speed energy. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which is the fastest planet in our solar system. So this energy is really like boom, just moving forward, not thinking about what was in the past, going and learning, talking, traveling. Gemini, social media, internet. I expect that this Mars in Gemini will also bring a lot of movement and dynamic into social media, internet, maybe those things connected to Twitter. There was a lot of Twitter action going on during retrograde. And also Mercury, you see, it's also direct now, so our mental energy is moving forward. Is not, there's like in Mars and Mercury, there's no more focus on the past, of closing old chapters, of refining our old projects, of maybe finding some closure in all that we used to do before. Maybe maybe you already had some sort of plans, but you couldn't do them because you had to wait till your contract ends, till you finish your project, till you do all that you promised to do in the past to somebody, right? And now there's two energies, action and mental energy, learning, traveling, everything is moving forward. So this is just a wonderful energy to start fresh. And I really hope that we will all use this also pretty rebellious energy, right? Aquarius and Lilith, to really focus on the future, not thinking about what had happened in 2020 or before 2020 or in the last few years. I know that many people went through a lot of loss, losing job, losing people that they loved. There was a lot of dramatic situations going on, I know, but now we can choose to make something out of that. What we learned with Saturn, what we learned with Pluto and Capricorn, what Pluto showed us about politicians, governments, so-called experts. I talk about even about medical stuff, right? And doctors that, to me, they do not even have the right to call themselves a doctor for what they have done to humanity. For what kind of corruption, lies and manipulations they decided to involve themselves with, instead of helping people in a true way. So now we have a lot of energy going on. You can also see that Mercury on this day is in harmony to our nodes. We still have the karmic energy of releasing all the dark side of Scorpio and learning more about being like Taurus. And this is actually a perfect way to end reading this chart, because how is Taurus? Taurus is simplicity, is living here and now, is focusing on what you can do right now with your energy, is being also open with Uranus in Taurus right now, open for the new. Uranus rules Aquarius. This is the future. This is something modern. That's why so many people also changed jobs in the last few years when we have Uranus in Taurus. That's why there are so many shifts in finances. Taurus rules that, banks, prices, resources, food, also nature. A lot of shakeups on our planet, our Mother Nature. She is also quite turbulent last years, right? A lot of weird things going on with climate and stuff. But we are asked to embrace this energy of the new. Taurus talks about stability, And now with Uranus, we are asked to find new ways of having this stability in life. Search for something different, how we can make money. You know, Mercury in Capricorn is also related to work, to making your strategy in terms of, you know, achieving your goals. And, you know, Capricorn is all about creating this stable foundation, and Taurus too, in a different sense, but Taurus also speaks about our possessions, values, money, income, and how we make this income. So Uranus talks in harmony to Mercury about find new ways in this new world that is coming with Pluto in Aquarius. Think how you can create your foundation, your income in this new world in such a way that you will be still free, and that you will not, how I can say, that you will not cheat on yourself, basically, that you will still respect your values, that you will not lose your freedom, how you can work, how you can, you know, find the sense of being safe and stable in the way that you will not support the system that is taking our freedom away from us, this Pluto in Capricorn and Saturn in Aquarius. What we can do in our personal life to not support that, to support freedom, to support revolution, to not let those guys that were stealing our freedom from us and using manipulation, scaring us with different things through media, how we can take the power away from them. And to me, this is one of the ways we can do that, is ignore them, not respecting what they are talking, not believing them, always checking what is truth and what is not true, making your own research. Remember, this Mars is in Gemini since summer. Before that, we also had nodes in Gemini. The energy